A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant and controversial move, the Trump administration is reportedly planning to revoke the temporary legal status of approximately 240,000 Ukrainians who fled the ongoing conflict with Russia. This decision could lead to expedited deportation proceedings for these individuals, marking a stark departure from the welcoming policies implemented during President Joe Biden's administration. Sources familiar with the matter indicate that this policy change could be enacted as soon as April, raising concerns about the future of many Ukrainian families who have sought refuge in the United States. The planned rollback of protections for Ukrainians is part of a broader initiative by the Trump administration to strip legal status from over 1.8 million migrants who have entered the U.S. under temporary humanitarian parole programs, established under Biden. The Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has remained tight-lipped about the situation, with spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin stating that there are no announcements at this time. However, the implications of this move are profound, especially given the recent tensions between Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. An executive order issued on January 20th by Trump called for the termination of all categorical parole programs, which have provided vital support to various migrant communities, including 530,000 individuals from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. These changes come at a time when the Biden administration has been working to create temporary legal pathways aimed at deterring illegal immigration while offering humanitarian relief. The current situation for Ukrainians and other affected groups is precarious, as those stripped of their parole status could face rapid deportation without the usual legal protections. The ramifications of this policy shift extend beyond just Ukrainians, as it also affects over 70,000 Afghans who fled the Taliban takeover, as well as migrants scheduled to cross the border legally through the CBP-1 app. Trump's administration has long criticized the Biden programs, arguing that they exceed the bounds of U.S. law. This latest move signals a potential tightening of immigration policies, which could lead to increased tensions within immigrant communities and among advocates for their rights. As the Trump administration prepares to implement these changes, there are growing fears about the impact on the lives of those affected. Many Ukrainians who fled their homeland have built new lives in the U.S., contributing to their communities and seeking safety from the violence that has plagued their country. The prospect of deportation looms large, creating anxiety and uncertainty for families who have already endured significant hardships. The broader implications of these changes are yet to be fully understood, but they represent a stark contrast to the more welcoming stance taken by the Biden administration. Advocates for immigrant rights are voicing their concerns, emphasizing the need for compassion and understanding in dealing with vulnerable populations. The ongoing debate over immigration policy continues to be a contentious issue in American politics, and this latest development is sure to reignite discussions about the treatment of migrants and refugees in the U.S. As the situation unfolds, many are left wondering how the administration will balance its immigration policies with the humanitarian needs of individuals fleeing conflict and persecution. The upcoming months will be critical in determining the fate of these 240,000 Ukrainians and countless others who rely on temporary protections to remain in the U.S. As advocates and community leaders rally to support those at risk, the spotlight remains on the administration's next moves, with many calling for a re-evaluation of policies that prioritize deportation over compassion. In conclusion, the Trump administration's plan to revoke temporary legal status for a significant number of Ukrainians raises serious questions about the future of immigration policy in the United States. As the country grapples with its values and commitments to those seeking refuge, the decisions made in the coming weeks could have lasting consequences for millions. The urgency of the situation demands a thoughtful response that prioritizes the well-being of individuals and families affected by these policies. The eyes of the nation will be watching closely as this story continues to develop. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.